What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go through my own Royal Marine fitness test hacks. So if you don't know, the Royal Marine fitness test consists of push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups and the bleep test. We're going to go through a hack or a few hacks for every single one of those. Also, as a bonus piece, we're going to show you a workout you can do to help you with each one of the tests. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to go through push-ups first. I've got Eddie in here just to be my demo man. Okay, so we're going to have Eddie do a few reps and we're going to show you some of the common errors that we see lads doing the push-ups. Okay, so we can see Eddie's lowering down really quite slowly here. All he's doing there is exaggerating the amount of fatigue he's getting in the chest and the triceps as he goes through the test. Clearly in the Royal Marines push-up test, we've got a beat to stick to. You can rest there, mate. We've got a beat to stick to in the Royal Marines push-up test, so we need to beat that beat. And the way we do that is by dropping nice and fast down, getting the bounce out of the bottom, and driving back up. So go through that, mate. So just nice and fast to the bottom. And down. Good. Down again. Sweet, okay, cool. Rest there. So you should have felt there that it was a lot easier to get further into the push-up test. It's a lot more efficient using the bounce out the bottom rather than just using all muscle to get up and down. Okay, another common mistake we see then is lads not engaging their core. You can see Eddie's bum's up in the air a little bit here, okay, and his hips are actually above his head when we look from the side. Cheers, mate, that's Sam. So if we go into his top position here, the only cue he needs to think about is squeezing his bum and tucking those hips underneath. There we go. So now you can see from his head to his heels, there's one line, and now we can go through his reps. Beautiful, there we go. Okay then, so we're now going to go through a little progression that Eddie can run to get his push-up test to where it needs to be. So what's your max score at the moment?
58.
58, hour 60, so it's pretty good going. Okay, what can we do to make that get to 60? What we're going to do is we're going to take 120% of that test. So I'm just going to work that out now because I can't do the maths. So 58. Okay, 69, so we'll call it 70, round it up. So his workout is going to be to the beep, so to the audio. We're going to accumulate 70 reps of the push-up test in as few sets as possible. So he might come out the gate and do really well and do 50, and then he's got 20 to get, but he's getting those as fast as he can. Extra element we've got involved is the band, okay, you can see him there. He's got it round his back, that's going to make it a little bit harder to lock out. So go through a few reps, show him what that looks like. So you can see when he comes to the top of the rep, he's stretching the band and that makes the push-up ultimately harder. So therefore the 120% of the reps is going to be more difficult to achieve. Give that a go. Okay, on to sit-ups then. So a massive thing that people get wrong with the sit-ups is not keeping their knees squeezed together throughout that rep. When you're doing that, when you're down at Limpston, okay, they'll pick that up straight away, so you'll be called off the test. An easy way to train against that is get something thin and light. It can be a piece of paper, it can be a lifting strap in this instance. Put it between the knees. I don't know how you squeeze that. Okay, squeeze between the knees. And as he's going through his sit-ups, go through some reps. Rest there, cool. So now he's got something to squeeze, he's actually got some feedback to show him whether he's squeezing his knees together. Otherwise, when you get tired into that test, you're going to find your knees start to splay apart and you can't really help it because you're not thinking about these things. Okay, tip number 2 for the sit-ups is actually going to be around your breathing. A lot of people struggle with where to breathe on the sit-up. I'm going to have Eddie breathe on the floor. So when he's back into the floor, he's going to take his breath in and then he's going to come up and sort himself out on the floor again. So up and down on one breath and then breathe on the floor. Ready? Cool, okay, that would have helped him. Again, as we get deeper into this sit-up test, we're looking at preserving the amount of oxygen we have. So if we're holding our breath from reps 1, 2, 3, 4, rep 75, 76, 77 is going to be real tough. Okay, for our sit-up workout, we're actually going to take you away from the sit-up mat and onto the pull-up bar. A lot of the sit-up is hip flexor dominant because we've got our feet anchored. So if our hip flexors are strong and enduring, then we're going to perform better on that sit-up test. So what we're going to do is a hanging weighted knee raise. Eddie's going to do a few reps here. He's going to grab hold of the bar. He's going to grip the dumbbell between his feet and then go through a normal hanging knee raise. Trying not to bring his knees any further up than parallel, because we want to train those hip flexors primarily. And rest there, drop that down. Cool. 5 sets of 10 reps is going to be more than enough on that. Okay, last gym test is the pull-up test. Okay, people really struggle with this. I'm going to show you 2 common errors and then a workout again to help you with the pull-up test. Cool. Okay, so Eddie's going to show you a common error. People jumping up to the pull-up bar and having a broken position, so their core isn't engaged. You can see his feet are bent behind him, and when he does his rep, he might start to swing a little bit. That's where we're going to experience that unstable rep. Okay, drop down. Okay, the way we're going to mitigate against this, and you actually won't be allowed to do that at CCC, so it doesn't help you to train that way. The way we're going to mitigate against this is jump up to the bar and have your feet just in front of you and your core engaged. Okay, feet together. Lovely position there. Okay, go through some reps. Nice and controlled. Feet are in a good position. All in line. Good to go. And you can see he's not swinging as much. Okay, so the second thing I see a lot of people do when they're training for the Royal Marines pull-up test is they don't implement holds at the top of that rep, so they're not building that strength in that top range. When you actually go to do the test, you'll be asked to pause for 1 to 2 seconds at the top of every rep, and so if you're not used to that, you can come unstuck. This is how your reps should look. So just jump up to the bar, he's going to get up to the top and hold, come down, and up again, hold, and down. Good. So when we're practicing that test, that's how we want our reps to look. Okay, where people come unstuck with the pull-up test is often their grip. You have to do the pull-up test on a thick beam, okay, not just a nice thin pull-up bar. So if your grip's stronger, you're likely going to be able to hold on to that pull-up test for a little bit longer. So our workout to help you with pull-ups is the dead hang, or more specifically, the weighted dead hang. So Eddie's got 20 kilos on him. Obviously, take whatever weight you need to start with. What we're going to have him do is wrap his thumbs over the top of the bar to mimic that beam position. So off we go. Okay, he's in there. All he's going to do is create that active hand, so shoulders back. Okay, nice and proud. Just training that grip strength again. 4 sets, 30 seconds is going to be good to go. Right, so we're on to the bleep test. The bleep test is the last of the gym tests. I'm going to give you 2 tips again and a workout to go with it. So my first tip for the bleep test is to start off nice and slow. Okay, I'm going to get Eddie to start the bleep test as slow as possible to still meet that beep. Otherwise, we're going to run super quick, wait at the end, have no momentum, and then come back and have to generate that momentum again. So we have to speed up every time. We're better off thinking about going through a continuous motion. So as we get in, the bleep's just hitting and we back over. What that's going to do also is preserve a little bit of energy for those later rounds. Tip number 2 then for the bleep test is to turn on opposite legs. Okay, certainly in the earlier rounds when you have control over it, when you're not too fatigued, make sure you turn on your left leg on one side and your right leg on the other side. Obviously we're just creating that equal work for either leg so that we don't finish the test or get to the end of the test and be super fatigued on one leg. So our workout for the bleep test is going to be super simple. We're going to get the bleep test audio on our phones or our speaker, wherever you want to do it. Go through the bleep test till you're maxing out. So say you get to level 10. Get to level 10, you're then going to rest 2 minutes once you've absolutely tapped out. And then you're just going to restart. So restart from level 10 up until wherever you get to with that rest in mind. So all that does is exposes you to those higher levels and makes you used to turning on level 12, 13, 14, even if you can't even get there yet. Okay then, that's the video. Went through some push-ups, pull-ups, sit-up tips and workouts, and then add the bleep test on for good measure. Hope that helps, okay? If anyone's going down to CBC anytime soon and has any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you enjoyed that kind of video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Thanks Eddie for being my demo man. Thanks for watching. If you have any ideas as to what you want to see in the future from us, then bang them in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. See you next time.